Hindi or English, what is better for all of you? We can start with that. How many for Hindi? How many for English? English, okay. 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 So friends, welcome to this session, to this online webinar seminar. My name is Gurpreet Singh. I am based in Mumbai. I'm a certified life coach. I train people in better relationships and then maintaining their stress. I help them in their married life. I'm an REBT practitioner, a hypnotherapist and an NLP practitioner. So, okay. So I would want every one of you to give me a very short intro of all of you. Turn by turn, everyone will just unmute their audios and give a very small intro of them. So we start with Sargam Singh. And if they don't give, then the next person gives their introduction. Okay. Sahil Chatwani. Okay, not available. Amrit Talreja. Aprajita Sharma.
Hello, my name is Aprajita and I'm a career counselor.
Okay.
And I'm from Nagpur.
Okay, I welcome you, Aprajita, to this seminar. Next is Amrit Talreja. Please. Okay.
Hi, Gurpreet.
Hi.
It's Amrit Talreja. I live in Mumbai.
Okay. What do you do, Amrit?
Gurpreet, I have my business.
Okay.
I'm into investments and finance.
Okay. Okay, very good.
So I just came in for some insights.
Okay, very well, very well. Okay, next we proceed. Everyone can mute their audios, post their introduction. Next is Arijit Ghosh, if he is online.
Hi, this is Arijit. I am from Kolkata.
Yes.
I am basically a Reiki and Lamafera master teacher.
Okay.
And I'm just attending your sessions. Might be I'm looking for like you, a life coach.
Okay, very good, Arijit. And if you could make your video available, very good for all other members also. And this platform we can use to connect with each other also. This can also be used as a business referral platform also in future, if all of you are in the healing field or in the therapy sector. Okay, so next person to give their introduction is... Okay, Amrit, please mute your audio. Bharti Purswani, if she is online.
Hi, this is Bharti Purswani.
Okay.
And I'm a practicing psychologist.
Okay.
From Mumbai. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome, Bharti.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, Dhanashri Nakhe.
Hello, Gurpreet. I'm Dhanashri here.
Yeah.
I'm from Pune and I'm an industrial psychologist. I'm working right now.
Okay. Great to see you here. Next is Disha Vasudev. Disha, if she's online. Next is Jen.
Hi, Gurpreet.
Hi.
This is Jenu Jariwala.
Okay.
I'm from Mumbai.
Okay. I welcome you. Next is Sahil Chatwani.
Hi, Gurpreet. Sahil here.
Hi.
I'm from Mumbai. I'm from Mumbai, and I'm a YouTuber, and I'm a visiting faculty in Mumbai University.
Okay, what do you teach?
I do social and digital media marketing.
Okay, very good. Okay, next is Vandana, if she's online.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah,
I'm Vandana I'm teacher here, psychology,
Okay.
and I'm from Agra.
Okay, very good. So we have very insightful people right now here. So this, I think this is going to be a very
Hello?
good. Yes, yes. Yes, please. Okay, next is Shantanu Pradeep.
Yeah, hi Gurpreet.
Hi.
I'm Shantanu. Basically, psychiatric social worker
Okay.
working on youth skill development from Kerala.
Okay, okay, welcome. Ranjana Verma. Very, very quickly, all of you. Priyanka Arora.
Hello, Gurpreet. I am psychologist and a wellness coach, and I am from Rajasthan, Jodhpur, Rajasthan.
Okay, welcome. Neha Srivastava. Okay, Kritika Agarwal. Jyoti Sapru.
Yeah, hi sir. I'm
Hi.
Jyoti Sapru. I'm from Kolkata,
Okay.
and I am a psychological counselor,
Okay.
and I have my own counseling center here.
Very good.
And I do a lot of work with a lot of NGOs with differently abled children.
Wow, wow. That is very nice. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So have we completed all of the intros, because I am unable to see through. Anyone who is left, please.
Hello,
Hi. Sargam.
I'm Sargam here.
Hi.
Ji sir, I'm from Punjab and I am pursuing my psychology from Akal University,
Okay.
Bathinda.
Okay. Okay. Welcome, Sargam. Anyone else?
Thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Disha.
Okay. Hi, Disha.
I am a psychology teacher from Dehradun.
Okay. Very well, Disha. Welcome here. Next.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Should we start the session? Type yes. Yes, 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 yes. I want to see a lot of yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so everyone be very active in the chat. Very, very, very active in the chat. And so because here we have a lot of great minds here with us in this seminar. So this is going to be a very interactive thing. You are going to learn some things and you are going to also teach me something. So yeah, very good, Kritika Agarwal, welcome here. So we are going to keep it very interactive. Okay, wherever you have some inputs to give, you have some discussions, we can start those discussions and talk. Okay. I want to know from every one of you, what do you think about marriage? How do you define marriage? Please type in the chat box. How do you define marriage? How do you define marriage? So many psychologists here, so many psychiatric. Companionship, very good. Disha Vasudev says companionship. Okay, two people being in company with each other. Very good. Next is best way to enjoy your life with your beloved person. Okay, very nice. What is marriage? Connection between two families. Okay, okay. A very wide concept. Okay, specifically in India, a marriage is not between two people, it is between two families. Very nice. Great way to celebrate life and healthy too, right? Amrit, yeah. Everyone is giving great inputs. Marriage, Sahil says marriage is helping each other grow as a person in terms of, okay, grow each other as a terms of health, spirituality, finance and emotional level. Okay, very, very nice, very deep. Okay, responsibility. Okay, so everyone was talking about right now the benefits of marriage. Now the responsibility part also we have to consider. Bonding between the two. Okay. Okay, so I would define marriage, okay, as a union between two imperfect people. Two imperfect people, they come together to complement each other, and then in the journey of life they help each other overcome their struggles, okay, and help each other grow. Unconditional acceptance by two partners, okay, very good. Okay, this is the required thing in marriage, but usually it does not happen. Marriage is a mutually agreed tie that has multiple fallouts, okay. Can we say multiple struggles or hurdles, right? What else do you know about marriage? Mutually agreed tie that has multiple fallouts, okay, yes, okay, both positive and negative, okay. What are some, we could say, struggles in married life which you all know, okay, so this you have to tell from your point of view, not as a therapist or a psychologist or a counselor point of view. What do you think? How many of you are married here, okay, and if you are married, what have you experienced in your married life? What is your experience in your marriage? Combination of two different people, yeah. Why two different people? Because they have been born and brought up in two different separate families, different kinds of environment, different kinds of culture, different kinds of upbringing, different kinds of social economic conditions, different family. Compromise, okay. Power struggle, okay, very good. What are some hurdles you have faced personally in your married life? Emotional attachment. Some hurdles which you have personally faced in your married life if you are married. And if people who are not married here, okay, people who are single and not married here, if they have had a relationship in the past, what is that thing which you have learned from the relationship, good or bad? Amrit Talreja single. Please someone give inputs to Amrit Talreja, he is single. So Sargam Singh, so much ups and downs. Neha Srivastava, understanding and respect for each other very much required. Okay, Sahil says you forget to concentrate on yourself. Very true. People give up on self-love. They become so much engrossed in actually making the other person happy that they forget about their own happiness. It was the best time for me, my past relationship. Okay, Dhanashri. Priyanka Arora, lack of communication is one problem. Priyanka says she has experienced. Do you think that when we communicate in marriage, it's like husband and the wife both are speaking two different languages? Maybe one is speaking French, other is speaking Spanish, and no one understands each other. Okay, understanding, very good. Need to be open about whatever there is in your mind and keeping it to yourself, okay. Okay, one or two inputs more, then we proceed. Okay, absence of transparency, okay, lack of trust, very good. Jen is giving very nice inputs. Jen, so are you married or single? Okay, divorced. So a lot of experience you have gained, right? Okay, so need to listen fully then respond. Okay, this is very good. People usually when they communicate in marriage, they want to have their last say, they want to have that power struggle, and then they want to always gain dominance in marriage, right? Okay, so we proceed to the PPT. The slide says relationships. Okay, so marriage is one of the relationship. Okay, like you have relationship, you can have relationship with a person whom you have just met in train or maybe on the road. You can have relationship with a casual friend. You can have relationship with your best friend. Okay, you can have relationship with your boyfriend or girlfriend. You can marry a person and then have a relationship with those people. You can have a family and have a bonding with different people in your family and then relationships, okay, and then you can have a relationship with your child as a parent. You can have a relationship with your siblings also. So there are different types of relationships. Okay, Kratika says it thinks, I think it comes all down for respect for each other. Okay, very good. So if marriage comes under the roof of relationships, okay, so do you think there are some rules of relationships which need to be implemented in all of the relationships? There are some common things in a relationship. What is that? If you want to give some inputs, what are some common rules which are must in every relationship? Common rules in every relationship, which applies to marriage also. It could be with your sibling, it could be with your employer, with your boss. Okay, giving space to the partner. Okay, it means giving the person, okay, space for individual growth, right? Respect for each other, very much required. So we all are learning from each other. Okay, I am not lecturing you, I am learning from you. I am learning from Vandana, from Shantanu, from Jen, from Amrit, from Kratika, from Dhanashri, from Disha, from Ranjana, from Priyanka, from Sargam. I am learning from so many people. Not being involved more than necessary. Patience, respect, understanding. So I want all of you to teach me. I want to learn every day. I want to grow every day. And when there are so many brilliant minds among us, then it becomes my responsibility that I learn more from all of you. Some unsaid rules about relationships. Loyalty, very good. So I'll use some Hindi also in between, okay? So loyalty means कभी धोखा मत दो अपने पार्टनर को, या धोखा दो तो बता के धोखा दो. Inform the person, or maybe divorce the person and then cheat. Loyalty. What next? Non-judgmental attitude. Very good. Sahil, okay. So this is one aspect of a counselor, okay, which I think everyone should have, non-judgmental attitude. But I think everyone cannot be a counselor at their home, but they can actually try being non-judgmental. Next. One or two more inputs. Please be active. I want to learn from all of you. So if I learn from all of you, I also get certified. I also get a certificate at the end of this session, that all of the trainees, they have taught me this thing. Okay. According to Abraham Maslow, okay, he says that everyone needs to be loved and to belong. Okay, like you want to have food, clothing, shelter. There are other needs which need to be met. You want financial stability, but there is also a need for you to be respected by the other person. You need to be loved and you need to be belonged. Next is everyone wants to feel safe. Okay, safe, secure, valued and recognized. Because everyone is an individual, everyone has their own capabilities, they excel in their own way. So everyone needs to be appreciated, recognized. Do you think nowadays husband and wife, they do not appreciate each other? Do you think husband and wife don't appreciate each other? Or do you think some husband and wife also devalue each other? Sometimes they also belittle the other partner. One is valuing, not all, but many. Very good. Yes. Yes, most. Okay. So the next PowerPoint is how can healthy relationships help you? Okay, healthy relationship can help you become a better person. How? Why? Because some of people have pointed here that it helps in your self-growth. Second is, it gives you someone to talk to. Do you know that everyone can be your counselor? Okay, if you have a very good family environment, you have a mother where you can talk to, your father you can communicate with, your siblings where you can talk your heart out, when you can have your husband and wife to talk to you, then you never need a counselor. Whenever you see clients, you meet clients, you always know that these people do not have any support system. Do you agree? Yes or no? Usually clients do not have a support system. They do not have a person where they can confide. They do not have a person where they can share their feelings. Agree. Okay. And healthy relationships can make your life enjoyable. Why? Because you have a partner with you, and then you can share the moments in your life. You can holiday with that person, you can have food with that person, you can visit places with that person. So you get a companion also for your best times in your life. Okay, next is we play a lot of roles in our life. Okay, what are these roles? We play a lot of roles in life. These roles are that of a wife, sister, daughter, friend, student, teacher, aunt, coach, religious member, cook, maid, tenant. So many roles. And then every role comes with a different mindset. So now we are going to understand the golden rule of relationship. First is listen to other people. Why is listening to other people important? Someone please tell me, why is listening to other people important? Why is listening to other people important? टाइप करो, उंगलियां चलाओ. जब तक तुम्हारी उंगलियां चलेगी तब तक मेरा सेमिनार चलेगा. सुनना इसलिए, okay, we have to listen to other people because we have to understand the mindset, to empathize, okay, to understand their problem, to get into their shoes, so that you understand them, okay, for better understanding. Okay, that is why we have been given 2 ears and 1 mouth. For better understanding. Be considerate of other person's feelings. Okay, why do you need to care about other person's feelings? Some people say, I don't care a damn. Why do you need to care? Okay. Release the stress. Okay, very good. Thoughts on different verticals of life. At times you just want to be heard. Very good, Sahil. Why do we need to be considerate of the other person's feelings? It's a relation between 2 people. Okay. As you are a human being, the other person is a human being. You are made up of flesh, bones and nerves. He is also made up of, or she is also made of the same elements. You have the same brain, same biological elements. There is no difference between both of you. You cannot differentiate on the basis of intellect or on the basis of finance. Everyone is equal. From your plumber to your driver to anyone, you need to be giving equal request to, respect to each other. Next is you have to develop mutual trust. Okay, एक तो भरोसा करो, दूसरा भरोसा तोड़ो मत, सामने वाला भी आपके ऊपर भरोसा करे. And be honest. Okay, next is be realistic in your expectations. कभी कभी sometimes there are unrealistic relationship goals, and sometimes and then you get disappointed by the relationship. फटाफट 3-4 लोग मुझे बताओ, what are some unrealistic relationship goals? Unrealistic, which becomes a cause of conflict between partners. What is unrealistic? Chat box सुना मत रखो. Okay, planning too much about future, Sahil says. Okay, very good. Okay, it means not being focused on the present or the gifts you have in the present, not having gratitude about what you have right now. Very good input. Too much of having long-sightedness, forgetting what you have right now. Complete understanding, respect, loyalty. Over dependency is very good. Okay. Over dependency, Dhanashri says, okay, because partners On an individual basis also, they need to focus on their growth, their goals, their finances, okay, their career. And then sometimes when they become dependent, over dependent on each other, it leads to one person thinking that he is providing the other person emotionally or financially or physically, whatever. It gives power, more power to the other person, that the other person will always love and understand. Vandana, very very nice input. Anyone wants to say something about Vandana's comment? Expecting those things from your partner which are beyond his or her approach, okay? Over expectation. Always will love you, understand you. Sargam, Vandana, in the same boat. Thinking that person is only for yourself. Ultimately, we are only part of their life. Shantanu, very good. Shantanu, Sargam, Vandana, तीनों साथ में तो नहीं बैठे ना? Very nice, similar thoughts. Very good thoughts. Taking for granted, yes. So most of the people are pointing out that in a relationship the conflict rises mostly because people forget self-development, self-growth. Not getting out of comfort zone, okay. Okay, agla PPT, next PPT, traits of a healthy relationship. What do we call as a healthy relationship? Anyone has a problem with me using Hindi in between? Hindi चलेगी कभी कभी? You expect your partner to read your mind without expressing it, okay? That is lack of communication. Hindi okay, not okay? चलेगी, वंदना को चलेगी, रंजना को चलेगी, अपराजिता को नहीं चलेगी. Okay. So we'll use both. अरे पंजाबी भी चलेगी. पंजाबी भी बोलेंगे. Okay, next is traits of a healthy relationship. First is mutual respect. You are no different than your partner. Your partner is no different than you. You need to consider your partner as another you. Even when in life you meet so many people, you have to consider the other person as another you. Another you, same feelings, same mindset, same body. Okay, if you get hurt, the other person gets hurt. If you feel sorrow, he feels sorrow. If you feel depressed, the other person feels depressed. You feel low, other person will also feel low. So you have emotions, everyone has emotions. That is why mutual respect. You give respect, you get respect. Next is caring. Why? Caring is the only way where you can show that you are available in the relationship. Even if you give your credit cards or your money or whatever facilities to your wife or husband, that does not give guarantee, that does not give that stamp that you love that person. Just 1 second. Okay. Third is honesty. Okay, why is honesty required? Very fast. सच बोलना क्यों जरूरी है? Honesty क्यों required है? जल्दी 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 चैट बॉक्स में लिखो. मेरे दोस्तों, मेरे टीचर्स, जल्दी लिखो. Honesty क्यों required है? Honest होना क्यों जरूरी है? क्यों जरूरी है? Why do you need to be honest in a relationship? Build trust, okay. Very quickly, why do you need to have honesty? For avoiding distrust. I would like everyone to comment. That gives me fuel to move ahead. Not to create problems in future, and also to have trust and understanding. It gives that feel that we could depend on them for mutual living. That's okay. That's what will build long-term trust. Okay. Honesty इसलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि मैरिज के टाइम पे अभी हम लोग we don't talk about the religious part or how you got married or you got married in a church or a gurudwara or a temple or mosque. Wherever you get married, there are certain vows which are taken. Okay, this has a very good psychological impact. Okay, I don't know about how impactful is it in inculcating the habit of honesty among people who get married, but it does have some effect psychologically when the other person reminds you of your duties of your marriage at the time of your marriage. And one thing is honesty, transparency, as we have, yeah. honesty and transparency, right? Commitment, okay, commitment is being available for each other to make it a strong relationship. Okay, character and relationship, okay, trustworthiness is doing what you say you will do, okay, whatever you promise, you do that thing. Second is responsibility. Whenever you do something wrong, you have to repair it, okay. Third is fairness, okay, it has to be an equal relationship. If there are some rules for me, the same rules applies to my partner. Second, next is caring, having sympathy, empathy, understanding the other person's problem. Next is respect, listen to the person when the person is talking. स्लाइड शो आगे बढ़ रहा है. Unhealthy behaviors, okay, I want your inputs here also. Stereotyping, how can stereotyping affect a relationship? One is stereotyping, second is prejudice, third is bullying. What is stereotyping and how does it affect your relationship? People who are active on the chat, I only regard those people who are present in this session. Stereotyping, all these are abusive in different contexts if done repetitively, okay. This is belittling the other person, calling names to the other person. Any more inputs? Okay, you assume the character of the person. Very true. So suppose I got late today. My wife had called me home early and it was some occasion and I came late today. And my wife says, "आप तो रोज late आते हो. You come every day late." So that is not right. Okay, verbal abuse is also not acceptable at any cost. And physical abuse, sexual abuse, any kind of abuse, even emotional abuse, even manipulating, even gaslighting, taunting is never ever acceptable in a relationship. These are signs that you have to consider your decision of being in the relationship or visiting a counselor or psychologist. Disrespectful. No one gives right to any person to be disrespectful to anyone. Okay, next slide. Shouldn't nag. Okay. Very good. Skills for a healthy relationship. First is the communication. Communication is exchange of your thoughts. What you feel, you communicate to the other person what you think about that certain issue. Second is what you feel about that certain issue. Third is what are your beliefs, and then you communicate this to the other person. Next is cooperation, working together to sort out your issues, even working together to do your household work or maybe helping each other in the career. Next is compromise. Okay, one of the candidates told me compromise. What is compromise is you adjust to some extent, I adjust to some extent. I walk half distance, you walk half distance, and then we meet. Any inputs from anyone? Then we proceed. Okay, any input sacrifice for both partners? See, the more you give inputs, the more you write in the chat box, the less time I take, the quicker we move on, and the sooner this session gets over. Not before time, but on time. So I don't want to even exceed 6:30. To live and let live, okay? Golden rules of an happy married life. What according to you are the golden rules of happy married life? Most of you are married here and the unmarried people of what do you think about what are golden rules of happy married life? What have you applied in your married life and which has worked for you? Okay, question, right? Okay, we pause here. Jane, my question is, how do we bring two people to follow these skills when either of them isn't interested? Okay, either of them isn't. Okay. First, let me answer Jane's question. Okay. First of all, one of the person has to be interested. When you say either, okay, there is a positive thing. If you said neither, I will say not possible. Okay. Either means one person is showing maturity, one person is showing understanding, one person tries to negotiate, one person wants to compromise, one person is trying to mend the relationship. Then very much possible. Why? How? Through communication, using assertive communication. Okay, using I statements, I feel statements. And whenever you want to communicate to such a person, you communicate your feelings in such a way that that person does not feel that you are provoking that person, and that does not get into that defense mode. When the other person gets into defense mode, that he will always want to quarrel more. So one person, if he is ready to understand that the work is going to become double, because if two people do the work, the distance is covered easily. But if only one person is walking on the path, then it will take longer time for you, because you have your own self-respect, self-esteem, and then for you also to do a lot of things is not possible. You will be able to do only some small adjustments. If you adjust completely, and it is like becoming a people pleaser. Never become a people pleaser, person pleaser in a relationship. It has to be both sides. Then to answer your question, is there any other query? Jyoti, Sapru, communication is most important. Cuddling is important. Yes, yes. Cuddling is important. Sex is important. Intimacy is important. Give time to each other. Never lie and give space to each other. Respect for each other's point of view. Very good. Communication, respecting, helping other. What if the other person doesn't communicate in spite of assertive communication? Okay. Okay, Jen, I want to know, when you say that the other person does not communicate, means does he keep quiet? Does he become cold? Is he not available at that place? Or is he available, or he does not talk to the person, or he is in a different room, or he just shuts your mouth? What is doesn't communicate mean, Jen? Disha, never attack on the partner's shortcomings. Very good. In fact, accept them for who they are, as neither of us are perfect. No one is perfect. You have a lot of shortcomings. Other person has to be together to overcome the shortcomings. Okay. It's two imperfect people who can make a perfect relationship. Right? Okay. Anyone else also has questions, you can write. Then we proceed. Some people who are single, they might be having some questions. Jen, keeps quiet, no opinion, no response. Okay. Okay, Jen, in this case, again, I want to get some more details here. Okay. Is uh, is the home consisting of only these two people, or there are other people also? And do those other people talk to you? Talk to you or the person, not specifically with you. All of this is fine. In real, people don't apply this. Yes. Kritika, why don't people apply this, and what can you do, or what can I do, or what can people do to apply this? Kritika. Kritika and Jen, people don't apply this. Okay, if you say people don't apply this, is it also you? Comes to you that you also don't apply, or the other person? Kritika and Jen, people don't apply. Do you come in that people tag? Sargam, I will answer your question. Okay, Kritika says sometimes yes. No one is perfect. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, I try to, but eventually give up. Okay. So, okay, Jen, here, okay, there is some insight I want to give you. Usually, whenever we don't try it to the extent where it starts affecting, giving a positive result. Usually, what we do is, suppose we try a certain technique, we try it for 2 days, 3 days, 6 days, and then we give up on the partner because it is not changing that partner. But there are some people who take longer time to respond to some things. and maybe our approach or communication or something is not right. We need to talk about that. Lack of confidence. I try to, but eventually, okay, taking your partner for granted makes relationship dull and boring. Okay, okay. So, first of all, I'll answer Sargam's question. What if one is lying, cheating, and hiding things from partner? Okay, is this person caught? Have you seen this person lying, cheating? Is there an evidence for lying, cheating, or do you suspect? Okay, coming to Sahil. I have a question. When is the right time to stop trying if things are not working out? When is the right time to call it quits? Okay. First of all, you have to see if the other person is not communicating at all with you, and then you try to change some ways, and uh, and then that other person also does not give you a positive response. I will suggest that you have to give that person an present of your absence, because maybe that person is taking you for granted. The person thinks that you will never leave him or her. The person thinks that you will always suffer. The person thinks that you have low self-esteem, confidence, you need his support, and you will never leave the person. So you have to remind him that this is not the case. Only then will he think of changing. And sometimes they don't change. That is when we part ways with the person. That is when we separate with other person. But if the person becomes so adamant not to change, it means that person is taking you for granted, and you need to show that person some strength, that you are able to survive without that person. Argam Sahil, okay. Relationship is a two-way road. For months I have tried. Yes, possible. Okay, Jen, yes, it is a two-way road, but unfortunately in India, first of all, people don't, because all of your the participants here, most of them are psychologists, professional counselors. You also know that whenever you have clients, specifically marital clients, marriage clients, most of the people are so hesitant to take counseling or session, and mostly the husband, what I have experienced is most of the husbands, they don't come for counseling because they think I don't have a mental illness, and so why should I go to a counselor. And sometimes the wife feels that why should I have a counseling session, I don't have depression. So because they become so much of defensive about this issue, and because of the stigma also related to mental health, they don't want to seek counseling. So go very slowly. I want to follow all questions. Okay, recording his in phone as well as stats on social media. Sargam says that you have caught that person lying. You have to sit with that person and confront that person in a very calm way. You don't have to create a scene out of it. You have to sit with that person and say, okay, you have another relationship, you have an extramarital affair, or you are cheating, or you are flirting with someone, or you are having intimate talks with someone, or maybe you have sex with someone. So sit with that person, talk to that person, confront that person, and tell him what could be the consequences in a very subtle manner, very simple way. What if one finds himself living in a rigid lifestyle and kind of can't change that? As in my terms, me time and do things uh, my way, basically without being much disturbed. That is kind of like, how would the partner fit into that? Okay, Amrit Talreja, are you married? Jen, yes, it is a very big taboo. Person is suffering from his okay, histrionic personality disorder. What a partner can do in that case. So, Sargam, you have to take that person to a psychiatrist for medication, psychologist for psychological counseling, for therapy, and you can't take therapy on behalf of anyone. You can only learn cope-up mechanisms, how to be with that person, but you can't take therapy for another partner. And if you take therapy, it is not going to affect your partner. Okay, Amrit, if you are single and if you want to have that lifestyle where you have time for yourself, your dream, your career, your enjoyment, your hobbies, better to consider once before marrying, because it gets very hectic when you get married to that person. Her needs, his needs, me time, household responsibilities, money matters, family, then kids, then school, so many things. So if you want that space, and you surely think that you can survive by yourself, you don't need a partner, you have to think before marrying. A lot of interference. Okay, my phone battery is low. I just want 2 to 3 minutes. I'll just get the charger. Till that time, if any one of you have questions, very short questions because we have to proceed also. We have around 50 minutes right now. So write those questions. I'm coming in 2 to 3 minutes, bringing the charger, right? Okay, I'm back. Any questions? Amrit, I hope I answered your question. Any questions? If not, no questions, then we can proceed. Although I acknowledge the importance and need when it comes to marriage. So, Amrit, what do you decide as of now, that marriage or no marriage? And any questions also, please write. If no questions, write proceed. If you want me to proceed. Should I proceed or any questions till now? Amrit, by the way, what do you do? What is your career? Where do you work? Okay, I'll proceed. Okay. Amrit, then a better chance will be you could search a partner for you who is maybe a psychologist or a counselor, mental health professional. She will be able to understand you and give you space also. Okay, then we proceed. Taunts are like knives. Who all agree to this? Why are taunts like knife? Calling names, belittling the other person, shouting, using sarcastic remarks. Words hurt, yeah. Words carry a very Big, powerful tool. Your tongue is the most powerful sword on this earth. It can make a relationship, break a relationship. Next is a loyal knot. Okay. Who all do think that do men cheat more or women cheat more in relationship? Who strays more in a relationship? Who has more extramarital affairs? Who is more pro for infidelity? Who is more trustworthy? Anything related to gender here? Chat box, please, before I proceed. Okay, anyone can cheat, yeah, irrespective of gender. Why do people cheat? Why do people stray? Why do people have extramarital affairs? Why do people want to try another partner? Why do people seek comfort with another person? For fun or lack of bond and emotional support in current relationship. Okay. Okay, so the fun element has to be okay just to boost their ego, to find happiness. Okay. Lack of understanding. I would say cheating is a poor choice. Is a poor cope-up mechanism. Is a poor decision. Because we Indians are not open about our fetishes even with our partners. Okay, Sahil. Okay. Sahil, married, unmarried, fulfilling the needs both emotional and physical. Do you think two people unmarried? Do you think two people should communicate their terms of marriage at the time of marriage? Okay, we proceed. No, no, Sahil, I'm asking everyone. Okay, small gestures, big happiness. Okay, usually people, partners, they think that showering the other partner with a lot of money, with a lot of gifts, with a lot of foreign trips, with a lot of holidays, with a lot of hotel stays and luxuries is going to support the relationship. The truth is no. Very small things. Just cuddling your partner, saying your partner thank you, telling the partner I love you, telling the partner I'm sorry, telling the partner I miss you. These small things, giving a rose to your partner, very small things are actually going to bond your relationship like very quick. It is going to just hold you together. Not in sync with morality and ethics when it comes to extramarital affairs. What small gestures can husband or wife do to make their partner happy? All the husbands and wives here, what can their partner do to make the partner happy? What do you think can make you happy? What should your partner do? What can bring back charm in the relationship? Yes, little gestures like 19 people, I need 19 replies. And maybe those who are not active, they could not be even there in the session. But if you are here, I need your replies. Oh, Mriganka Bhattacharya, I think I have seen this name for the first time. Okay. I need people to reply here. I don't like just giving lecture. Being a helping hand in household chores, very nice. Okay. Yes. This will help. Communication, yes. Communication is actually a very big thing. Very, very, very big thing. Which can actually support your entire relationship. Small gestures will help you. Next is one out of both should always be patient. Okay, decisiveness when required. Okay, it is actually a big thing. Decision making is a big thing. One person has to always be patient in a relationship because why? Okay, I'll tell you a very simple thing. Suppose you have kids at home. They are always jumping around here. They are always not listening to you. They are always creating panic in the house, and they are always shouting and then doing all kinds of musty. And now, when you want to console such a person, okay, one person has to be mature. You know the child is immature. The person is childish. Also with adults, whenever people grow old, very old, they try to ask you for things often. They call your name again and again. They disturb you again and again, and then you get irritated. You have to know that the person is actually becoming immature. A person who is a child and the person who is an adult or who is a grown up or who is an old age person are of similar minds. And when one person is acting immature out of any situation, it could be acting immature out of depression, out of personality disorder, out of their upbringing, out of their age, anything. One person, if the person is mature, if that person is patient, the person is a good listener, the person wants to understand, wants to compromise, wants to listen, the relationship could be saved. But again, then this is a lot of emotional work. Everyone is not a counselor. Everyone cannot be in such a sound state where you can take everything and then remain patient. So it has to be two-sided thing. But suppose if you want to save the relationship and you are mature, then you have to take some steps. Any inputs? Any inputs quickly? Make effort to recognize and avoid Jyoti. Okay. Triggers for conflict consciously. Okay. See, when we talk about consciousness. Okay, very good, Jyoti. I wanted to share something with everyone because this is my personal experience. Okay. Personally, sometimes I also get angry. Okay, it could be with my wife, it could be with my mom, it could be with a friend, it could be with someone whom I'm talking to. Whenever I have meditated in the day, maybe it's for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe in the morning or a time, or maybe before or after my session, whenever I have meditated, I have found myself to be more on the inner side. I have found myself that whenever I make decisions, I think before talking something, I think before doing something, I get some kind of introspection inside me, some kind of, you could say, feedback inside me which tells me, okay, don't do it right now, or okay, delay this, or don't speak this, or maybe change your tone, or maybe don't be so aggressive. So I have personally experienced that meditation, okay, even if it is for 5 to 10 minutes every day, it brings you, it makes you conscious. Do you agree with meditation? How many of you meditate every day? Spending quality time and being more involved with each other, everything in life needs time and attention. Jyoti, I'm very thankful for you to coin that term here consciously. Okay, Amrit says agree. Jen also tries meditation. Aparajita also does meditation. Very good. And I think most of the psychologists here, they must be doing meditation for sure because they have so many clients, so many people expressing their concerns, so many disturbing events, so many life memories, and so many long sessions. I think meditation is the only way to unwind, de-stress, and get all of things out of your mind. Okay, some people try, some people do it alternate days sometimes. Okay, next is on the slideshow is stop complaining. Usually we are always complaining in a relationship. This is not right. This is not right. You should have done this. You did not do this. We always count the complaints because we always count what are the shortcomings of our partners of our relationship. But when you compare your relationship with maybe other relationships or maybe ideal relationship, you see there are a lot of blessings in your relationship. There are a lot of blessings in your life. Maybe both of you have good health. Maybe both of you have good finances. Maybe both of you have good in-laws. Maybe both of you have good siblings. Maybe both of you have good careers. There are so many things that are good in your relationship which need to be thanked. You have to show gratitude for so many things in your life. So when you show gratitude towards many things in your life, then your complaint part it starts coming down, and then you start respecting yourself, valuing yourself, and even the other person more. Do you think there are a lot of complaints in your relationships, or there are a lot of good things also? Sahil says this meditation works, but I think every night, even appreciating what they like about each other daily before going to bed. Yes. Okay, Sahil has pointed out a very nice thing. It is every day should be a new day. So whenever you start your day with your partner, you don't have to start with the day with the regrets of maybe the last day, the last week, the last month, the last year, maybe 5 years before. It should never start with regret. So whatever concerns you have with your partner, you have to discuss with your partner before you go to bed. You have to resolve those things. And when you resolve these things, before you go to bed, in the morning when you get up, you both are blank. Okay, you can always start your day. Every day is a new life. According to me, every day is a new life. Every day you get an opportunity to change your life completely. Every day you get an opportunity to overcome your struggles. Every day you get an opportunity to overcome your hurdles. Every day you get an opportunity to change your mistakes, to learn something new. Do you think every day is a chance to learn something? Who practices gratitude here and who starts their day like a fresh day? Or does the day start with, okay, tomorrow was a very bad day, or tomorrow I did not have clients, or maybe tomorrow the business was not good, or maybe I'm so sorry, yesterday the business was not good, and maybe how will be my tomorrow, and how will I earn money? Do you start your day with gratitude and being thankful and as a fresh individual, or is it with regrets of your past days? 20 people, 20 replies in the chat box, because I don't like to proceed. It is going to consume your time. Maybe you will get out of the session before time. Type, type, type. Feedback is my fuel. And I suppose so many psychologists and counselors here, when your clients give you feedback, when your clients speak, that is the biggest achievement here. Neha Srivastava, okay. Seen after a very long time, Neha. Next is apologizing will not make you small. Okay. Apologizing, only very few people are live and active in this chat. Okay. Apologizing will not make you small. Why? Because one day you will also make a mistake. One day you will also do an error. One day you will also get misguided. One day you could also do something which is not acceptable. Then at that time, if your partner does not forgive you, that is why you have to always give forgiveness and be acceptance. Give acceptance to forgiveness. Be forgiving and take forgiveness. Forgiveness is very important. Agreed? Ranjana says yes. Okay, I want to ask you, I really want people to be active here. I really, really want people to be active here. Let me be very even rude. If you think I'm rude, people who are not active could actually get out of the session. People who are not active, not answering, not chatting, not replying, not listening could actually get out of the session. Because I think it is not useful to you, maybe, and then it is taking your time. If the session is not useful to you, it is taking your time. It is better to leave. Okay, one person left, very good. If the 19 becomes 15, it becomes 10, it becomes 5, it becomes 2, that is okay. But I want people who are listening, the people who are replying. Okay, apologizing does not make you small because you will make mistake, and if the other person makes mistake, you also have. Yeah. Okay, Sargam says agree, but sometimes it will become never. Okay, I want to ask all of you that what is that one mistake which you can never forgive the person for? You can never forgive, or maybe it is difficult to forgive. Everyone, 19 people who answer can stay, other people can leave if they wish to. What is the mistake for which it is very difficult to forgive your partner? What mistake is difficult to forgive? Disrespecting my parents. Okay. Okay. Well said. Okay. So, cheating. Okay, Sargam, can an apology uh, gain back the confidence in your partner if your partner apologizes to you and does not repeat it, disrespecting your parents? Can you forgive your partner, Sargam? Okay, Disha, lying, cheating, Ranjana, cheating, hurt my self-respect. Okay, cheating. From my personal experience, when I have forgiven, it's taken as a sign of weakness. Okay. So, Jen, I want to ask you, have you forgiven multiple times, or was the forgiveness with a warning to never repeat? Did you give that person that I'm forgiving you first and the last time, and if you repeat, then I will just go away from the relationship, and then you did not hold what you said. You told that person that you will quit the relationship, but again you forgive that person. Did it happen like this? Okay. Mriganika